I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Right now, I would like to introduce Marianne Anderson, who's one of those people that's hard to pigeonhole. She has a vast musical, right? They're all laughing in agreement here. With a vast musical discography and a wide variety of literary styles, she's also a polyglot, or as someone once said, she picks up languages like a vacuum cleaner picks up dust. Okay. Not the metaphor I would have chosen, but hey, and she's she's wise. She's here. She's happening. She's traveled extensively, living in Europe and Brazil, as well as all over the United States. She's found her happy place here on Maui, as so many of us have. And her spiritual journey has led her into churches, temples, mosques, sweat lodges, oceans, forests, and the stage, wherever there's any semblance of worship. She and her husband Ames will include several of their songs in the talk today, as I said. So open your ears and your hearts, and let's all please welcome Marianne Anderson.
I don't know how to work the clicker. I don't know how to work the clicker. So can you do it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Adam's going to click for me. Good morning, all. It's wonderful, wonderful to be here, and such a thrill and joy. The only one missing is Blaine, and he said, I'll be out of town. I said, well, I have a few things to say, as you know. You've heard me before. Speaking of having a few things to say, there was a wonderful guru who founded Self-Realization Fellowship, which I belonged to for many years, received Kriya Yoga from them, Paramahansa Yogananda. In 1929, he wrote a poem called Samadhi, and Samadhi is a state of meditative consciousness. And the poem ends with, vanish the grosser lights into internal rays of all-pervading bliss. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Joseph Campbell, who did this wonderful series on television with Bill Moyers called The Power of Myth. Well, he had an extraordinary ability to take the profound and put it into terms that were easy to understand. He articulated divine concepts and mythologies into language that was really easy to grasp. And so in finding out more about him, I realized, did you know that he was a deadhead? He went to Weir's place and they had dinner, and he loved Jerry Garcia, and he said that listening to the dead was being carried away in rapture. And I thought that was very interesting that he let himself go into the freedom. I went to a Dead concert in 1972 in Munich that lasted 5 hours. You lose yourself and you become part of the one, which also to me is a form of bliss. I'm going to weave bliss in and out through the talk today. But here's what Joseph Campbell said about bliss. You enter a forest at the darkest point where there is no path. Each human being is a unique phenomenon. The idea is to find your own pathway to bliss. Our bliss is the what, the where, and the when we feel most authentic, most ourselves. It's what we're doing when time drops away and we reside in the eternal now. It transcends time. When you're in your bliss, ego concerns dissolve. You aren't thinking about that misunderstanding with your sister or what you should do for dinner, etc., etc., etc. When you're in your bliss, whether or not it's sculpting clay or crunching numbers, time ceases to exist. And I personally have been in that time warp, and I'm sure you've found yourself looking up going, 2 hours have gone already. So if you follow your bliss, you put yourself into a kind of track that's been there all the while, waiting for you. And the life that you ought to be living is the one that you are living. When you see that, then you begin to meet people who are in your field of bliss. And they open doors to you. I say follow your bliss and don't be afraid, and doors will open where you didn't even know they were going to be. Find a path, he says. Finding a path involves exploring your innate passions and interests, even those don't immediately seem lucrative, or practical. You might ask yourself, what are my passions? What thoughts occupy my mind? Am I going to think about the ocean or the forest or my own backyard? Stop right now and think, what are my thoughts right now? My 101-year-old friend Ruth Austin once said to me, Marianne, you are what you think about all day long. Are you thinking about your work? Are you thinking about your children, your garden, your music, a poem, another person? You are what you think about all day long. Yeah, I learned a lot from that. So, a little bit about how I've discovered to follow my bliss. When I was a kid, I remember being called Jack of all trades. I don't know if any of you have that nomenclature, but the original version of Jack of all trades is often used to compliment a person who's very good at doing a lot of different things, like my husband over here, Ames. He does electrical, he does tile, he does carpentry, he does so many things, as well as now music, because he's got more room in his head to think about the songs all day long, which is wonderful. The figure of speech was originated in 1618, in the early 17th century. Geoffrey Minshul spent time in debtor's prison and had a whole lot of time to think about all the different things that he could do. So he was called a jack of all trades. So music played a big part of my childhood, and I was singing songs off the radio at 4 and, continued to sing them all day long, and I could really shake a leg. I could dance all over. Of course, that was ADHD, but they didn't call it that in those days. I was just one of those fidgety little kids in the 2nd grade who finished my work early, and Mrs. Johnson said, Marianne, go empty the trash. Marianne, could you please clean off the erasers? Remember you'd take the erasers and you'd bang them on the side of the buildings? Yeah, well, I did that a lot. Came up coughing and all white, but she found a secret. My mother said, what's the secret? She said, keep her busy. Keep her busy. Give her something to do. Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. I did lack focus. I bounced from one thing to the other, and then the term master of none came by a century later. And I was eating crow. Boy, was I humiliated. I thought, oh, okay, well, lesson in humility there for me. So it was also paired with the expression that people aren't very practical. They're not very practical. It's got the word practice in it. And I was not a practicer. I couldn't sit still long enough to practice anything. So I was the jack of all trades, which was, I thought I was great at first. I could do so many different things. Anyway, so there's another passion of mine, and it revolves around people. I so craved and needed friends when I was a little girl, but we moved 9 times before I finished high school. And I don't know if any of you I wasn't an army brat, but some of you may have grown up moving from place to place. You grow up a different kind of person. You don't have that childhood friend from the 5th grade. You don't have the recollections of the little neighborhood gatherings that went on the 4th of July every year. I didn't have those, but what I did find later was the craving for friendship made me a real good friend to other people. And I realized that to be a good friend, to get friends, you have to be a friend. And it does take effort. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes abundant love, but you're really walking in a garden of delight when you realize all the friends that you do have. We had a Christmas party, a sing-along. I love to have my annual Christmas sing-along. Some of you were there. And we crowded about 30 people into our little condo and sang songs and had, all that stuff to the crashing of the waves. And to me, it was on my birthday, and that was such a delight to know that I really had friends, meaning a lot. Embrace the journey. The journey. Well, I've walked many a crooked mile, but I'll tell you, good shoes do come in handy. I have a spiritual bent. Just thanks. My mother is so with me right now. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Mother. She gave me the greatest gift of all, the gift of life. I feel her so clearly right now. Just thought I'd share that with you. And that offers me a path to inner peace and some direction. Someday a lot of power in prayer and meditation. I've had a lot of support from those good friends and professionals. Thank you very much. So doubts, challenges, these are times when we might have fear, or instead of being disheartened by these challenges, I try to view them as an integral part of my growth, my development. And I was kind of one of those late bloomers developmentally and emotionally. But they don't call them growing pains for nothing. So, yeah, doesn't everybody have these challenges in your own individual way? You have challenges. Some are physical, some are emotional, some are intellectual. But, you know, there's an old German proverb, and Lindy, I know you know this one. Was man nicht tötet, macht ihn stärker. And it means what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I learned that living in Germany when I thought, oh God, how am I going to do this cold weather? But it sure does make you grow. Sure does. So if you see life as the all-encompassing, the process of nature, hopefully you come to a state where I'm feeling more and more lately the state of acceptance. You know, I accept that somebody isn't perfect. I accept that somebody forgot something that was important. I accept that I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but I got what was right to get. But it took a long time. I did not mature easily. It took a lot of kicking and screaming, but anyway. Find value in the world. What do you value? What do you cherish? What is it? And I see you right now. You value the people not beside you. Just look at the person next to you and see some value in them. See some value. I see it in all of you. Yeah. The ultimate goal is not just self-fulfillment, but is to channel that energy and purpose outwards, contributing something meaningful to the world, whether it's music or a child or some kind of contribution or your work. So by way of contribution, I'd like to offer you a song about this beautiful flower, the pikake, and the jasmine flower. Its fragrance is so sweet it can make you dizzy, and I want to thank Patricia. I put her little pikake right next to my heart today. So Ames, you want to come on up and join me? Ames Anderson. Don't want it to blow away.
No.
3 and 4 and... I'm on 3.
Just a one away.
4. Heard all those beautiful harmonies. It's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Aloha, aloha. So I did find music and poetry in the simple pleasures of life, and so therefore we call ourselves Simple Pleasures. That's our musical name. And we do give thanks for our life here on Maui, for the way we begin each day, me and the water, and Ames doing his little jobs here and there that don't take up all the time, just have some spare time in his head to think about the over 90 songs that he's written since last August. Yeah, and, you know, the music had lain dormant in him for so many years, and now he's got that room for it to evolve. And I do give thanks for every day, for the warmth and the comfort of the island, the long walks on the beach, poetry, music, community, and I value so much the many friendships I have here. and the souls and the friends here at the Unity that have really welcomed me into your spiritual community. And I'm very, very grateful for that. We find so much joy in being able to share our gift with each other. So I'd like to take just a few minutes now, I'm going to cue Bob, and to listen for just a minute. This is our meditation. Listen to your inner voice. Thank you. Yeah. It feels wonderful, doesn't it? This is a photograph taken by Ames when he was down in Hana. It's one of the very first songs that he wrote when he was there. A place of peace and quiet, separation from what we think the real world is. Nature rules perspective. Nature rules perspective in all forms: spiritual, physical, emotional, intellectual. Finding what brings a true sense of meaning and joy. Observe deeply. Breathe. Take in the beauty of this earthly plane that we occupy for a period of time, and these bodies that we occupy. And identify those feelings. If you're lucky, you'll find the means to express it. So we're going to express another song to you, Hana Moon.
Hana moon, reaching palms to Hana moon. You light the sand, you light the sea, you light the way back home for me. A million stars fill the skies, a million stars fill my eyes. A silence that no ears can hear. You take my heart, you take my fear. Hana moon, Hana Hana moon, reaching palms to Hana moon. You light the sand, you light the sea, you light the way back home for me. No beginning, there is no end. Another curve, another bend. Lead me there and there I'll be. Then bring my love back home to me. Hana moon, reaching palms to Hana moon. You light the sand, you light the sea, you light the way back home to me. To your light I will return, to look and listen and ever yearn for the peace you've given me, the gift of peace someday I'll be. Hana moon, Hana moon, Hana moon, Hana moon, Hana moon, Hana moon, Hana moon. Thank you.
Most mornings I wake up at 6:30, 6:45 to yet another text and email from Ames with another song in it. This was one of the first ones, and I jumped out of bed. I said, I think I have a harmony, and we performed it right away. We really have not changed one note in it since its beginning, so yeah. Okay, now I'd like to talk about finding one's place in this world, not only on the world, but in the world. Joseph Campbell said, if you do follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you. Truth, I never saw myself as a teacher, school teacher. I wasn't the type. I didn't make brownies and I didn't do all that stuff. I didn't think it was in me, but I had to pay the rent, so I found the perfect job was teaching English as a second language to adults from all over the world. And boy, I wasn't seeking that job, but it found me. And I found myself in that job. Didn't think it was my true calling, but a little voice in my head and heart told me, embrace the journey. Eventually it will lead me to where I was supposed to be, to end up. So I trusted that voice. There's that word, trust. Unaware that I was in fact following my bliss. I was walking the walk, doing the job that was laid out for me to do, and boy, oh boy, was I surprised at how much joy and happiness it brought to my life. And more friends. I told Ames we could travel around the world and never stay in a hotel. So I learned, not only taught, but I learned a lot. And I needed to learn things at that stage in my life. Lessons that taught me to have patience. One time I wrote a country and western song called, If Patience Was My Middle Name, My First Name Would Be M. Oh yeah. But I also learned how to listen. Listen to others and their stories, and to appreciate the smiles on my students' faces as they learn to adapt and thrive in a new country. I did this and I eked out a living for nearly 30 years. So I retired, and I struggled to find purpose. It was difficult. We'd moved to a new area. We had no connections. We knew nobody. Ames went straight to work, and I walked the ranch down at the beach every day. I didn't find an immediate place to swim. I couldn't swim every day. Did little tidbits of performing opportunities here and there, but it was not enough. My body was shutting down with arthritis, and I heard Maui calling me. You see, I felt the Spirit calling me back to this island. Back. The minute I stepped foot on this island in 1984 for the first time, the soil knew my toes. And I'm sure that some of you are nodding your head saying, yes, it knows me too. It's not just me knowing it. It knows me. It remembers me. And I remember me. So I could just say, I could feel my bones and my heart of hearts that this is where my bliss would be. So it took time and that patience for which I'm in, the right conditions for it all to happen, but it evolved kind of like an embryo does, like it gestates. It doesn't just pop out. It takes time in order to become something, to become true and perfect essence. So guess what? I wrote a song called Sweet Hawaiian Blue. You're going to get one more, guys. You ready? This is a fun one. They're all fun. I always say, if you're not having fun, punch out and go home. That's my motto. And a two, and a three. You smiled at me with eyes so true, palm trees swaying in my heart too. They sing to me, sweet Hawaiian blue. Ocean waves, they ebb and flow, midnight moon and afterglow remind me of sweet Hawaiian blue. And when that and blue skies turn to gray, I know that your sweet smile is just a wish away. Darling, always come home to me, to your wahine, across the sea. Till then I'll be sweet Hawaiian. And when that evening falls, eyes turn to gray, that your sweet smile is just a wish away. Darling, island calls, come home to me, to your wahine, across the sea. Till then I'll be sweet Hawaiian blue. Till then I'll Hawaiian blue. Till sweet Hawaiian blue. Oh my. I think you can all relate to that one. Yeah. Okay, here comes the more. Now, here, my life is so filled with purpose. It's amazing. I started coming here to Unity on Maui, and Robin, she's in the middle in the second picture there. That's Janice Sandfield on the left, and then me on the right. Robin Fisher, and she's going to be coming back for some time, I hear. Yeah. Wow, yeah, it's going to be great. we just started playing music together, and I said, oh, this is so much fun. She goes, well, come on up with me in Unity. And I said, okay. And you remember when we first started here, we were doing a couple little songs. And then out of the blue, she says, oh, I'm leaving the mainland. You want my job? Like, okay, I guess. Well, I'm not a hymnal person. I'm not real familiar with a lot of the hymns. I'm learning them because Emily encouraged me to do that. She gave me this whole book of things. Said, here. I said, I don't read music, but I hear it. So in her honor, I'm learning more and more of them. But before Ames was here full time, I had all kinds of, thank you, Blaine, for free reign. Thank you. He gave me free reign. He said, do whatever you think is appropriate. So I said, okay. Well, one day he was doing a thing about rewiring the brain. So I came up in my hippie outfit and sang White Rabbit. Feed your head. Everybody's microdosing nowadays anyway, so. It's so wonderful. And then you can see on the right, there's a man named Frank Rich, White Garcia we call him. He's 91. He was the founder of the International Peace Poem Project. They presented that at the UN in 2000. It's the longest peace poem in the world. There are scrolls and scrolls and scrolls of it in storage, founded by him and local poet Melinda Gahn. Well, he has been declining from dementia for quite some time and was in the hospital and didn't have any type of emotional, financial, substantial support. So I signed on and became his surrogate. And now I've got him over in the Halemakua. Some days he knows me, some days he doesn't. But every time I go, I play his favorite song for him, which is Imagine. And he sings along with all the words. And he goes, ooh, like that. And he's still around with his purple hair, and they just love him over there. He's a wonderful, wonderful friend. And I'm fortunate enough to have had the time and the energy and the intellect and the ability to take care of all these matters for him. It's a very purposeful thing that I do. And I find that the more love I give, the more my wellspring supplies it. I think you understand what I'm talking about. So another purpose in our lives is to spread the word of the Gracias Señor. It's our mission to make sure that the whole world receives and knows that message of Gracias Señor. And I thank Ames for putting that little bug up me to get moving on it, because it's worthy and it's a very big, major purpose and mission. So we have cards back here. If you haven't seen the video, go to the card and go type it in, or go on my website. You can find it there. Tell everybody you know. And then some. Okay, so I would finally like to end with a poem. Oh, these pictures, by the way, are all in my own. A poem that I wrote. I don't know if you remember back in 2018 when we had that alert. The alert. This is called, In the Event of My Demise from a Nuclear Attack on Maui. Saturday morning sunrise clouds, tangerine pink pillows over Haleakala, warmth resting like a silk scarf on my shoulders, bronzed and tilted forward. Sky awakens, yawns, birds call, feathering palms invite the wind to dance. Dolphins romp like sprites. Baby humpbacks mimic their mothers, flapping pectorals, breaching skyward with innocent delight as they splash into a sea of song. I feel a vibration in my pocket. Walk a few more steps, toes skimming sand and water in holy communion. I pause, read the words. Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. I take a good long look around, a deep, calm breath, and await the blue beyond. More than willing, eager even to pass from one paradise into another. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We stand up, we say a prayer of protection, and then we form a circle and sing the peace song to wrap things up. So right now, if you would just stand and get in your center and affirm for your higher self, affirm for your inner knowing that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is there.